Welcome back. Today on the show, we'll answer the ever-old question that has spawned controversial conversation and debates near Pokestops around the world since the dawn of July 6, 2016, when Pokemon Go was released in the wild. Should you evolve a monster that has a higher CP or a higher IV? This episode is going to be kind of technical, so we'll do it in two parts. Take out your pencils and notepads. Before we begin, let's clarify a few terms. HP stands for health points. Easily explained. The higher the HP, the harder it is to fight and defeat a monster in a gym. IV means individual value, and it's used to understand the combination of Pokemon Go stats like the amount of health points, attack power, and others. CP is for combat power, which is also secretly controlled by three stats you might find familiar: attack, defense, stamina. These are the same stats that are told to you by your team leader in the appraisal feature and are used to calculate IVs. Stardust is accumulated with every catch that you do and is used to power up or boost your monsters and max out their CP. At trainer level 32, I once caught a Rhyhorn that had 100% IV and 872 CP, followed by another one at 1326 CP but 42% IV. When I evolved both, the higher IV became 2328 CP, and the higher CP doubled up to 2647. I was then able to power up the higher CP to 2852 and be third from the top of a level 10 gym where I stayed for over 2 weeks. Now I know what you'll say, a lower IV will be easier to beat if it's in the gym, but if your monster is sitting close to the top of a level 10 gym, the amount of work required for a skilled player using high-powered attacking monsters to beat every single monster in the gym to get to you, and then do this many times over in order to take down the gym and claim it, it's a huge undertaking. So even if the higher CP is not that tough, not many people will get to fight it anyways. Only a few months ago, if your monster was lower than 2000 CP, you would get cycled out of a gym and replaced by a higher CP mon. As the weeks went by, you needed 2200, then 2500, then 2700, and nowadays, you'll have a hard time keeping some gyms if your monster is lower than 2800 CP. I used to only keep the best IV EVs, but it turns out that the higher CP ones that evolve into Vaporeon will reign on top of gyms for a very long time. And if you were to calculate the CP of most Dragonites, Gyarados, Snorlaxes, Vaporeon, and Tyranitar's that sit on top of gyms for a long period of time, you'd notice that they're not that strong in IV, but because their CP is so high, not many people can reach them. Did y'all hear about that new Pokemon, Poof the Magic Dragon? That's what happens when you throw a million Pokeballs at a Dragonite and it poofs on you. Pop, pop. I think that's enough for today. Let's end this here and come back tomorrow for part 2 so we can use an IV calculator app called PokeGenie and find out which Magikarp we should evolve into a Gyarados. Download the app now so we can do it together. See you tomorrow!